What's going on, everybody? We're recording?
We're fucking on.
Oh,
We're on,
better
bro.
rock and roll.
Let's go.
Monday. Welcome back, everybody.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, belated Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yes.
I was laughing because we're driving home yesterday and I see you know how they have the corners where they have all the flowers and the roses and everything, and it's like fucking son or daughter of the year, like it was all piled up. Everyone is stopping and grabbing flowers and stuff.
Those are the go-to. You start last-minute shoppers.
Well, 5:30 at 5:30 at night, Mother's Day. It's like, hey mom, I forgot to go shopping for you fucking 2 months ago, so let me stop and grab you some flowers.
Or if you just do, I forgot your present at the house. I'll go grab it and then do something.
Did you grab that present? Yeah. So, so last weekend we did just to fill you guys in, we did a marathon last weekend. My brother was on the bike, I was running, and we kind of switched off. Well, I guess not a marathon. Well, kind of.
It was just under 23 miles.
24 point something, but like I was telling my brother, it's once you do enough marathon, or I mean, we've probably done about 7 or 8. I mean, it's not.
More?
Something
Yeah,
like that.
probably about that. Yeah, under 10.
You know, you could do them. So I mean, I wasn't gonna. We hit our ending point, so we're not gonna just keep running around 2 more miles to say, hey, we did a marathon, we finished it. But
yeah, we're capable of doing it. It's mine. Well, I had runners in it for a while, and then it's got back on, and I've been doing 3 miles, 4 miles, and I got up to 5 miles. So I'm trying to work myself back up to double digits, because everyone that knows me knows I love running.
I was gonna tell you too, the one thing that I looked into, and then I guess kind of just it got derailed after the job transfer and all that. But I was looking into those Ironmans.
Oh yeah.
So the Ironman, for those of you who don't know, it's running, biking, and swimming. And there's different levels. So just like for runners where you do the 5K, 10K, and so on and so forth. It's the lowest one, which I think we could start there, because I think you only do like the lowest one. I think that it's like somewhere between 7 to 10 miles.
Yeah.
The biking's like 15 to 20 miles, which isn't much.
On a bike, no.
Yeah, and then the swimming though, I mean, because I don't swim that much, but it's what does it go by? I think like 800 meters or something like that. 800 meters. So I think it was like a mile, less than a mile, or a mile swimming. So I mean,
well, unbeknownst to you, I kind of pre-mapped out
I said unbeknownst
a mini course for that as when we started talking about it.
The Ironman?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
Where?
So from here we'd run, or from it'd make more sense to run from my house to Lake Success, and then see the tricky part is we could swim from one side of the lake to the other, because I know there's a road that meets over there. That's a tricky part. I think we'd have to take a life vest just in case, just to.
Yeah, I know sometimes when they have those like I guess spotters on the buoys.
Yeah.
They go and they follow you over.
Okay, yeah, maybe we could coordinate with somebody.
Yeah.
But swim one side to another, and then lock the bikes up somewhere, and then from there we could ride the bike. Just like that.
That's an idea.
That'd be a smaller, like a less miles for that.
Just like to try one out. Just like we haven't done like an official marathon.
Yeah.
Like with where you sign up and you pay.
Yeah.
You pay somebody money so you could get a T-shirt and a medal saying that you ran.
Exactly.
So we just do our own. But I was looking at when I was looking at them, there was one in they actually have one in Exeter, and you do Rocky Hill, you run, then you bike Rocky Hill, and then you do the swimming at the Exeter right there. Remember, it was the Exeter plunge.
So you just do a certain amount of laps and that's it. Oh.
So that was pretty cool too.
It's like running on a treadmill.
Yeah, safer, but
yeah, that'd be cool though.
Yeah, I thought we could do something like that, something different instead of just running all the time. But another thing too, I was talking to my brother-in-law because I was telling him. So this week's like about a little over a month that I've been doing a vegetarian diet, and I haven't been doing it to lose weight or anything like that. I've just been doing it to try to eat healthier, and like I said last time where I was on here, I watched that Seaspiracy and Cowspiracy, so it kind of opened my eyes up to, where your food actually does come from and how it's, how they raise it to where it gets from there to the store. But anyways, he brought up a good point. He asked me he's like, how was the marathon when on your vegetarian diet? And that night prior, I was like, well, usually what I do is, I don't know if you do it, but I'll carbo load. So I'll have I'll do like a hamburger, or I'll do some pasta with with chicken or meat. But I'll do like a big carbo load. So that night prior, we went to Lima Holt in Farmersville, and I just got a big ass bean and cheese burrito with all the vegetables and everything.
Yeah.
And I actually felt a lot better than what I did when I was on the regular meat regular diet.
You feel lighter, you're when you're running, you're not so heavy in a sense.
And when you were because you did the vegan for a month, what was the big difference that you felt from when you were just like regular meat, whatever, on your regular diet to when you're doing the vegan diet?
So you know how when people go to the restaurants and they eat and they lay back, and they they don't want to move anymore. When on the vegan diet, when you're eating, you don't get that sense. You get a sense of energy. When you eat something, you get the energy, and then you're ready to go again, or go to work, or go back to work from your lunch break. You don't have that sluggish feeling every time you eat too. And then also when I was running, you could even eat before you go running because you're not eating anything solid. Everything's easy to digest and break down. So. Yeah, that's why too. When I did it, it wasn't just for a certain reason. It was just for a lot of different reasons. So, for me, after that, it was a whole different respect for vegans. Because I knew a guy that was a vegan for 7 years, and
who was the one where I think it was one of the sergeants, the one that he's been doing it for his whole life. You said. Right?
Well, he did it. Yeah, he did his whole life, and then he stopped for a few years. I want to say 4 years or something, and then he went back on it because it was just a life choice, he said. So, but yeah, sorry, friend, he was doing it for a while, for a long time, and his whole life.
And when you said that about overeating, when you're eating just whatever, there's no limitations, it's easy to overeat. But what I've noticed too with this vegetarian diet, you couldn't. I never really got that feeling you're saying, the overeating feeling. Because if I get hungry, I'll grab a trail mix. If I'm at work, I'll grab a trail mix, and I'll grab a banana or apple, whatever I have with me, and I'll just eat that, and then I feel good. And then, as opposed to when you're when you meal prep and you're not one of those consistent where you're working out every 3 hours, so you have to eat every certain amount of time.
Feed the muscles.
Yeah, so you know how typically when you go to work, you'll take your lunch and then you eat what you have, and then when I was doing that, I felt I gotta let this digest, and then I'll be good to go. But with this one, I feel just like you said, continuous energy, and I don't have that lag.
Yeah.
But when we went running that day, dude, I felt good, and I was laughing because we passed that one part. So a funny story, when me and my brother, we first did our first marathon, we were kind of those guys who were just, we run, so we could probably do that.
Yeah.
We didn't do any research. We didn't say, okay, well, I watched this YouTube video, so we should probably do this or that to prepare. It's nah, we got it. And, so we literally acted like we were gonna be on this.
Is that when we took all the sandwiches?
Yes, we thought we were gonna be on a 3-day journey, through the desert, and we had to pack all this stuff. So I think what we had was, we had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. We had
bananas.
Bananas. We had Gatorade. We kind of had bananas. We had Gatorades. We had some more. We had other snacks that we brought with us.
We had the Celsius energy drinks.
Yeah, we had those. There was some of those bars, those
Luna bars.
Those bars. Just basically a whole bunch of stuff that we didn't need. So, anyways, we we got to the route we usually go. We start in we start in Porterville, and then we'll go to Lindsay, Strathmore. I'm sorry, Strathmore, Lindsay, Exeter, and then finish in Farmersville.
That was even before we did. Well, I don't know what shoes you were wearing, but that was before I did research on the running shoes too. And I was wearing Nikes, and my freaking heels were killing me.
I think I just had those. I had some Asics or something I was running in, but we started off good. Like we're all jazzed up, and we got this. And we got to Lindsay. Where did we stopped at Lindsay, or not really stopped, but we kept running. Oh, and sorry, to top it off, you had a goddamn Jan Sport backpack on you too. Remember you did?
Did I?
Because something about your camel pack, you were gonna have to something that when you traveled, you had to do something with this.
Oh, you can have liquid in it.
Yeah,
so you take it to the airport.
you brought your.
I had a backpack. Yeah. So
we got to Lindsay, and we got the energy drinks out, and then my brother says, "Grab me a banana." So I opened the bag, and it was. What had happened was the bananas were in there mixed with everything. So
with the energy drink can.
So everything was just moving. So
back and forth.
Yeah, so it turned it into baby food. What it turned it into, I said, we don't got any more bananas. And what'd you say? Get the pill.
The damage was already done. So it was the banana was everywhere. You couldn't get it. I was like going to the beach where you get sand in your bag and you can't get it out.
So you say, get the pills out.
I told my brother, I said, get the pills out then. And at that point, there was really no point.
Yeah.
It was already, the damage was done, like I said. It was a fucking mess.
Yeah. So we got there, and then, so anybody who runs, they know when you get to like mile 17, 18, which see, again, if we would have did some research, this would have helped us out. So with the knuckle drag mentality that we have, we said, no, we're just going to do it. So we got to mile 17, 18 around there. And when we got to there, we hit the backside of Rocky Hill. So the backside of Rocky Hill, it immediately starts uphill, goes down to flat, and then you have just this tough incline all the way up, and it seems like it's never going to end until
it looks over the whole city, so you're going pretty high up.
Yeah. So we got to mile 17, 18, and then we hit that, and it was a nightmare, man. I contemplated stopping, but there
would be no point.
Yeah,
we didn't have a backup plan.
Yeah, because our vehicle was
already staged.
Yeah, our vehicle was in Farmersville. We're closer to Farmersville than we are home.
Yeah.
So it was just, you're at the point of no return.
I think at that point you looked it up, and I think we were still 10 miles?
Around there, because
a little less than 10.
We actually finished, we hit 26.2 a mile before Farmersville.
Okay.
But, so we got up there, and it was gnarly, man. And then we got up to the top, and so I was so tired that I just kept drinking water. I kept drinking water, and I said, okay, I keep drinking, I'm gonna be fine, be hydrated. So now I'm at the point where I'm waterlogged, and then I told my brother I was already waterlogged. So then it's like when you're running and you have if you're carrying like a gallon of water, and how it's swishing back and forth. That's how my stomach felt. So my idea, don't ask me why, because I was 20 miles in at this time, and I was just, I don't know what I was thinking. My head.
Yeah. Didn't we stop at the donut shop?
Well, yeah, we stopped to. We grabbed a donut and a chocolate milk.
Yeah, so you were putting chocolate milk on top of the water.
Yeah, God. I was adding to the issue.
Yeah,
and so I was gonna be the first person in history to. I was gonna reverse waterlogging by continuing to drink more water. That was my thought process.
Yeah, because after mile 13, you don't sweat anymore. You're not really sweating because you already sweat everything out. So you're just hydrating yourself after that.
Yeah, so we stopped there. We got the donut, and I think at that I didn't even want anything, dude. I
didn't. I think you took a bite and then you just threw it or something.
Yeah,
we down like that.
When you get
went down.
Yeah, So we're continuing down. What is it, Visalia Road?
Yeah.
Yeah, Visalia Road. We get down. There's some stoplights, and finally, so finally, then we start second guessing. Like, well, how far is how long do you have to run to get to a marathon? So we're looking it up. So no, you asked me to look it. So he asked me to look it up. So I'm blaming him, but he asked me to look it up.
We're both walking,
running or jogging.
Yeah, slow jog. Airborne shuffle.
Yeah, so I'm looking it up, and so I'm...
Unbeknownst to me, I'm supposed to be the CNI dog for him while he...
So I guess unbeknownst is the word of the day, too, by the way, so...
But yeah, I guess I'm supposed to guide him while he's looking it up. I didn't know.
Well, I thought it was like common sense, like, hey, this guy, like, keep a lookout, I'm going to look it up. Mm-hmm. So we're both on edge because we're both we're almost pretty much dead. I what it felt like being
I'm
dead.
ready to go out. Yeah, I was.
So then I'm looking it up, and I almost head-on collision with the fucking...
it was a bus stop.
Post.
Post, yeah.
So I look at him and I fucking snap at him.
He gave me the death look. Like, what the fuck do you want me to do?
Death touch. So yeah, so we finally figured it out, and yeah, and then so we finished, like I said, about a mile before Farmersville. Both exhausted. I'm hydrated, but I'm exhausted, starving. But but there's that point where you're starving, but you don't want to eat because you
just want to sit there.
Yeah. So
Did you fuck yourself up? You bought the soda.
Yep. So we got to what was it, Harry's?
Yeah.
So we got to Harry's, and I decided, because we don't drink soda very often. Like, it's like how people will drink beers like on special occasion or drink liquor or whatever. That's how we treat soda. Mm-hmm. We'll drink sodas on special occasions. So I figured, hey, first marathon finish, I'm going to grab a 32 ounce of cherry Pepsi. Huge mistake. So I grabbed that. Did you grab something? I think you grabbed
I got a soda too.
Soda pop.
Yeah. And
so I drink that. Mind you, I'm still waterlogged. So now I don't know what I was thinking, man. And so we get to we're walking, and we walk to my buddy Daniel and Tony's dad's house in Farmville. So we get our vehicle, and we get probably about 3 miles out, and I told him pull over. And I had liquid coming out of every hole imaginable.
Every crevice.
Yes. I looked, and those of you familiar with like the irrigation in the fields where they have the cement, what would you call them? Like cement pillar circle deals. So that was my toilet. So on top of, going to the bathroom, I was also throwing up simultaneously.
And I was recording.
Yeah, it was wild, man. It was an experience.
We didn't eat after that? Where did we go?
Yeah, you ate though. Remember, we went to Lima Hod, but you were in a lot better shape than I was because you were still. You guys were doing the PT every day, and I think I was just like running. So I was
straight off the couch.
Yeah, I was kind of in shape, I guess. But you got the tamales. See, I think I would have been all right if I would have got something in my belly.
Yeah, I would have soaked up the liquid.
And then so I got home. Once I got home, I just hit the deck, and I was down in the living room. And I remember Kayla got home, and she was looking at me like, "Are you all right?" And I was like, "I think I'm dying, dude." And so at that point, I forced myself up, took a shower, and then I think we went to go eat somewhere. But it was wild. I'll never forget that one. But that was our very first one.
Yeah.
But to get from there where we were at to now, it's like a night and day difference. Mm-hmm. We went from packing all of that stuff to now where all we need is a few gel packets or Camel Pack with water, and then those we just take those. It's like those energy
liquid or those beans. All those come in handy too.
Yeah,
the beans,
energy jelly beans. So
yeah, if you're retired, just throw some of those in there.
Yeah, my brother-in-law Nathan calls them the magic beans, which that was an accurate name for them.
Yeah.
Because you get about 15 miles in or 16 miles in,
I didn't tell him, but on I think it was a couple marathons ago, I felt like passing out, and I got those beans, and it woke me up.
Yeah.
They're pretty good.
All right. So, but yeah, it was a good run, good time.
Mhm.
We almost got attacked by dogs about 3 or 4 times, but
Yeah.
and somehow my brother had this. He said it's common knowledge, but not common to me, I guess. What did you say?
Well, whenever I heard, I don't know if
Or it was more of a hunch.
it was a theory.
Okay.
No. So isn't it there?
Are you talking to those flat earthers?
wasn't it the like when the bear attacks you, gotta make yourself look like you're bigger?
Yes. Yeah.
So I was trying to use that theory as well with the dogs with the bike. So maybe they see the person on the bike and then they see like I don't know, because the vehicles.
It's a bigger image, so
Yes.
they're scared.
And then the wheels, because you know how like if the cars come, they could hit the dog and they'll be scared of it. So maybe it's similar to a bike.
Yeah, they're probably.
But it's depending on the dog.
Yeah. So it's anecdotal.
Yes. Essential.
All right. There's that
And
one.
then another I was curious about. So I was in a Zoom meeting, and some people were talking about I never heard the term. I don't know. I don't even know what the correct term would be, because they were calling them the welfare phones.
Mm-hmm.
And so people probably seen them. They have the canopies up and they have the sign, and you go out there and you get a phone. I guess
Government aid phones.
Is that what it is? Government aid phones?
Biden phones.
Well. Remember, I remember we called them Obama phones.
Trump phones.
Whatever you want to call them, but I was thinking about
Whatever side of the fence you're on.
Yeah. The person that was talking was on the Zoom meeting. He said that he just uses it for music on his Bluetooth.
Uh-huh.
So then that got me thinking, who funds the phone bill? Who pays for it? Where's this money coming from?
You're looking at them.
Yeah, is it taxpayer money
Us,
that
yeah.
pays for the phone bills? So, and people just get free phones? And what's the catch to it? Because you know there's nothing free these days.
Where I'm skeptical about is where you have to give they ask you like certain information. You have to give them information like what in order to get the phone.
Oh,
I don't know.
You have to give them personal information?
I believe so, yeah. And then that's why too, to touch on that, when when I'm working and I'll contact, some of the homeless people or some of these drug addicts, they'll have about 3 or 4 goddamn phones on them.
Really?
Yeah. None of them. I mean, I don't know if there's something that you have to do in order to keep it activated. If you have to like update information or something, but yeah, they'll have about 4 or 5 phones on them.
Well, see, when I was in Kentucky, I haven't seen it. It might be over here now in California, but I haven't seen one. So in Kentucky at Walmart, when you walk in, they had this big machine, and you put your cell phone in there, and it takes it in, and then you put your information, and you put what type of phone it is.
Oh, to get money for it.
And you sell your phone, and they give you money. So over there in Kentucky, a big problem was people were getting their cell phones stolen because they were just putting it in there, and they were easy $20 right there.
Yeah.
They have them here now?
Yeah, they have them in Walmart because I was gonna do the same thing, or not still a phone to sell, but we had a couple old phones and we didn't use them for nothing. We saved all the pictures on the computer and whatnot. But it's pretty cool. You put it in. It has like all these different adapters, like the chargers. Mm-hmm. You plug it in.
Yeah.
And then you just set it in, and it like takes it in and looks at it and said, "We'll give you this much for it."
Yeah.
And I was just gonna toss it anyways. It's it's not worth anything, but you could donate it.
What?
I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah, because I donated my old one. It was like a Galaxy S4 or something like that, and he still gave me like $20. I said easy.
I think this one. I think the screen was cracked and all that. So, but yeah, it was worth it. I guess just to get rid of it. But
yeah, so I didn't know those phones still existed. I thought it was for a certain amount of time, and then they swipe them or they go dead or something.
And I think with that too, then you gotta be like on I think it's like low income or something, and you could qualify for it or something like that.
It's still a free cell phone. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
Shit.
Do you remember? Speaking of that, remember so people from it might be in other places too, but in Exeter, it was the phone right across the street across from the Holiday Gym, closer to the
the payphone.
Yeah, where you would the wrestling practice was closer to there. That gym.
Some people don't know what payphones are.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Is it Gen Zs? But so this was an old school. This was an old school trick. If you guys, those people remember. So what you would do. See, some of these people might not know this. The 1-800-COLLECT. Remember?
Yeah.
1-800-CALATT. Yeah, they had like commercials and stuff. So you dial 1-800-COLLECT and you would say your name. So what we would do, and then my mom, she was hip to it already too. Everybody would be if you use this method.
You had to have caller ID.
No, not necessarily.
Because go ahead.
So yeah, no, I was just you would know who it was if it was caller ID. It would say like payphone or some. It would be 1-800. No, it would say 1-800-COLLECT. Right? Oh. But you would call, and then when it said at the beep, please say your name. So what we would do, Mom, practice over, come pick us up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then you would hang up, so that way
you don't get charged.
Yeah, so you would just hang up from there. So that was the old school way.
And there's another trick too the quarter. So you know about that one? So back in the day, I didn't get a cell phone until I was about 18 or 17, 18 years old. So we always used the payphones, and everyone knows when you're using stuff, you always come up with tricks or shortcuts that always work. So it's 50 cents to make a call, but back then it's hard to come by money. So you get a quarter, and you dial the number first. And then you put the quarter in. You hang up real quick, and then you grab the quarter out of it, and you put the quarter back in. So it's 50 cents, but you're only using one quarter to make the call, and it still goes through.
It's like one of those MacGyver tricks.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but I think what you were going to say about the caller ID, now that I remembered it once you said it. Because if you had caller ID, you could call 1-800-COLLECT, and then when it rang and they answered, you would hang up. And if you had caller ID, they would call the payphone back, and then they would answer. Yeah, so that was another trick to get by paying for it.
Because every payphone had its own number.
Yeah.
So they'd call it back.
God, those little tricks, huh? Mm-hmm. Now all these kids just have a goddamn cell phone and texting, whatnot. But pretty cool.
Yeah.
What did you?
Then another one. Because recently,
hold on, I want to hear about you said the army.
The army training. So I'm sure everyone my buddies in the army, it's kind of funny, not funny, but
depending on your sense of humor.
Yeah. So there was an army training. I think it was in South Carolina, and when you're in basic training, I think it's after red phase, you're in blue phase, and you get you have to carry an M4 around. Mm-hmm. But obviously, you don't have no magazine, you don't have no ammo. You're just carrying it around, and you have to keep it with you at all times. It gives you that sensibility of knowing where all your equipment is. So you have it, you're familiarized with it. You know how to take it apart. You know how to do everything with it. Mm-hmm. And
this is my rifle. Yeah. You may like it, but this one is mine.
Yeah. So, and then in basic training, you 24/7 you have your camel pack on, and you always have your camel pack on too, because you always have to have water. You have to be hydrated. Mm-hmm. And then the drill sergeant's like, drink water, drink water. And so this guy, he was a army trainee, so he's in basic, and he.
Oh, is that what they call him?
Like, yeah, trainee, because he didn't pass basic.
Like in the academy, the police academy calls cadets. Like so that's.
Yeah, until you graduate. Okay. Yeah, so he's a trainee, and so he got off post because he jumped on a school bus with his M4, but if you're watching it, like a civilian maybe, or someone that's not familiar with guns, if you're watching it, you see a guy with the freaking M4 holding it to the guy's head, or he's aiming at him. But right when Tiffany showed me it, he's all, look at this, and she pushed play, and it was on Good Morning America, and he had the camel pack on. He jumps on, he's pointing. I was like, there's no fucking magazine in it. What the fuck? That's the first thing I noticed, because he has it like that. There's no mag. Ammo. Don't make me do it, man. So I was like, what the fuck? But if you're driving and someone just pulls the rifle out, you're like, oh shit. So there was 19 or 18 kids in the bus, and the driver was driving. He told me he wanted to drive him. He's trying to get back to New Jersey. I'm walking here. And, so at one point they were going, and
I'm not really walking. I'm holding in 14 here, but I'm walking here.
Yeah. So yeah, he told everyone to get off, and so everyone gets off, and then he drives the bus a little ways down, then he jumps off and footbells.
Golly.
So now, instead of like I always in my mind, once you're in basic training, you're stuck there until you graduate, or until you fucking
Fell out.
yeah. Pretty well, it's impossible because they recycle you and you keep going to a different company. But I'll tell a story about that. But let me finish this one.
Yeah.
So this guy's he's 3 weeks into training, so he's only there 3 weeks. So
Did you do any backstory on him, like how old he was or anything? Was he
23,
Oh, okay. He's a
23
kid.
years
Okay.
old. Yeah, it's pretty young. Probably never got yelled at or something, and he's just
A couple years older than us.
yeah. and so now he's facing 19 charges of kidnapping, and then on top of that, he's all the laws he broke for in the military, whatever he.
So I wonder how that works, because when you're in the military and you break a law, you'll go like to where they send you, right? Like,
Not
you know-
necessarily.
no?
So you'll have to face double. It's kind of like, I guess that double jeopardy doesn't apply because you get jammed up for civilian side. But most of the time, if you do, they'll just cross it over and just let the military take care of it, or vice
Oh, I see.
versa.
Okay.
But still, he's there's a lot of paperwork and red
Yeah.
tape you have to go through to do all that.
So he was going from spending. You said he was 3 months, 2 months in, 2 weeks,
3 weeks in, so,
So
he
he-
probably had about 3 more months.
So
2 months.
so now from 2 months, now he's gonna be doing years.
Yeah.
Golly, man.
Yeah, so once you get to basic training, you go into the in processing area, and it was day one, man. I was there, so every time you go somewhere, you have to have a battle buddy, and I'll never forget this. His last name was Cross, and so hey, could you go with me to talk to the drill sergeant? And I was all right, let's go real quick, because I didn't know what he's gonna ask him.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I need to talk to somebody. I don't want to be here. I was like, oh fuck, and.
Mommy.
Yeah, so they don't really do nothing unless you say you're gonna harm yourself. So I imagine he says he's gonna harm himself. So then, all right, grab your battle buddy, let's go. I was like, where the fuck are we going? Like it's all brand new to me. I'm there fucking 3 days. I was like, oh man. So we end up going to the hospital on post, and
Like day 3.
yeah, he's like, oh, what's going on? The guy's the receptionist, what's going on? He's like, I don't want to be here. And
How old was he? How approximately you would say?
20, if that.
Okay.
And so we go into the room, and I'm there. I'm new, so I go, do I go in there with them? Because you don't want someone to on, yeah, that's your buddy. I was like, oh, I was all right, fuck. And then so he's on the phone with somebody, and he's all, and then I imagine he asked him, does he have a wedding ring on? Because then the guy that was on the phone looked down like that at his hand, and he's all, sure does. I was like, oh, so he's asking like before he gets there, he's asking all the questions.
Yeah.
He doesn't ask them. So then we're there, and then so the doctor comes in, whatever. He's all like, what the hell's going on? He's all, I don't want to be here. I shouldn't even signed up. He's all, well, no one made you. He's all, everyone's forcing me to do it. And I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
he's
gotta
already.
do that.
Yeah, he's already crying at that time, and then so then the first sergeant comes. I got your ass. I own you. He's all, what are you doing here? He's like, he told him pretty much. He's all right, grab your stuff. Let's go back. So then he goes back, and then the next day, same thing. But this time, I told him I don't want to go. And then so he took another buddy, but he left, and I never seen him again.
Jesus, I don't
So I don't know what happened. But they tell you it's easy, it's faster to graduate than to try to get out a certain way, because the funniest thing too, when we're in basic, it's called the classroom. So we're in the classroom, and it was the first day after we got fucking the shark attack where they yell at you.
Yeah.
So once you get off the bus, you have all your bags and you run, and then right when I looked to the left, I seen some girl hit the deck. Boom. And I was like, oop, I'm out of here. I just kept running. I just fucking ran, and they're yelling at you for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. You're just getting smoked, whatnot, and then we're in the classroom. That evening we're in the classroom, and one of the female drill sergeants like, who doesn't want to be here anymore, or who wants to go home or something. And some guy raises his hand. She's all, "You're a piece of shit." And then so then after that,
well, if we're being honest,
yeah. And then the next day she asked the same question, and he raised his hand, and they're all, "Come with me." And then we never seen him after that. And this was like 4 weeks from graduation.
Hey, Taylor, what are you back? Yeah, I got a job for you.
So 4 weeks after that, we see him, or 4 weeks until graduation, we see him, and then he kind of makes a remark like, "Hey, fastest way to graduate, or fastest way out of here is graduation." Yeah, right. And then I was like, "Dude, we have like 4 weeks till we graduate, 3 weeks, and we're done." So, yeah.
Oh, and you know what? I was gonna ask you about that. This came up the other day too, because you're saying that, like, if you have people like that, I mean, if you transition that over to law enforcement, I wouldn't want that guy with me backing me up.
Exactly.
So in military life, I was gonna ask you, because I know you said, like, when you were over there, obviously if there's nothing else to do, and you know you're not the party type, and so you'd work out, you know, stay in shape, do like stuff that's gonna benefit you. What percent of those people that were there? I'm talking about after graduation. You're in Fort Knox. You have your company, right? Is that what you call your company? How many people in that percentage wise? How many of those people would you say was ready if a drop of a dime? All right, you guys are being deployed, and you guys we're ready and able. Like they were gonna get there, and then you thought, okay, these guys are these are good to go 100%.
You want the real answer?
Let's hear it.
Probably 10%. Yeah, and it's not a joke too, because everyone would make the comment like, "I wouldn't want to be deployed with that company," like, and they knew because everyone was, shit. I was fucking 30 years old, and I had the highest PT score out of the whole company. That was 18-year-old, 19-year-olds. Fucking, they should be in their fucking prime.
Yeah.
But yeah, about 10%.
And then me and Kay had this conversation too. Is like, because I just got done working out, and then I was gonna go running, and then I was like, it was on one of my days off, and I was like, well, I think I'm gonna work out one more time. So you already did. You already worked out and you went running. I was like, yeah, but I want to, like, you know how when you want to just like feel comfortable because you know like the rest of the day you're just gonna be relaxing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So like I'm just gonna get one more in, and like she asked me, like, well, what do you know, why do you feel like you got to work out again? And like every time in the back of my head is like obviously it's not every situation because you're gonna go to a call where it's just some drunk guy you're gonna arrest and take him to county. Yeah. But there's that percentage where it might happen where you're gonna go, you're gonna meet somebody, contact somebody who's gonna try to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
And he's possibly, been working out and doing everything he needs to do to,
kick your ass.
Yeah. So I want to be one step ahead, and I want my buddies who I'm working with be like, okay, if shit hits the fan, Sagoon could handle himself and he's gonna have my back, as opposed to, oh, he's a fucking fat slob, and I don't want him to be out. If shit hits the fan, I'd rather not have him. I'd rather have this.
You don't want to be that guy. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why. That's why we don't work out so much, and I think a lot of the people I work with, everybody has a really good mentality. That's why I like where I'm at right now, because it seems like everybody that I work with and that I've contacted with everyone's pretty squared away. And like example, on Saturday I was working overtime, and it was like 10 minutes till I had to leave. And obviously, if you want to leave on time, so it's like, okay, hopefully nothing happens. Yeah, I'm sure you've seen those memes where you're driving and it says you see a old Honda Accord, no license plate, and you could pull them over, but you're looking the other way. Something like along those lines, because it's probably an arrest that's gonna happen out of it. But
warrants,
work. So I got dispatched to a possible domestic violence. The guy was it was just a passerby happened to see some guy hit a lady or something in the vehicle, and the vehicle took off. So you don't really have much except you check the area. Mm-hmm. But one of the guys I was working with, he said it was his regular shift and he had a couple more days to go. So he said, if you find anything, I'll take primary, meaning he'll do all the paperwork behind everything.
Just be backup.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, it's shit
that's
like
cool.
that where you work with good people when people offer that.
Yep.
So, but to switch it up, I'm just starting my countdown already. So Friday we're leaving to the beach for a few days.
Nice.
So
just do a day trip. I want to do a day trip this weekend. Wait, what beach you say you're going to?
Pismo, but we're gonna cruise around Pismo.
I'll be there too.
Saturday.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Santa Maria.
We'll meet up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's leave it loose for right now.
Yeah. Yeah, but one thing, I don't know if I told you, but I think everybody has like their little rituals that they do when they go on trips. Like if you go somewhere, you have to do this or have to do that. But one big thing that I do when I go to the beach, one of the days, which I'll probably do Saturday morning, I always get up early because you don't get to do it every day. So that's why I take advantage of it. But I'll get up early every one of the days, which I'm gonna probably do Saturday. Get up early, and I'm just gonna go for a run on the beach.
Oh yeah,
those
are nice.
I get in. You don't need headphones. You really don't need running shoes. I don't wear shoes when I go.
You don't?
No, on the beach, no, because it's just all sand, dude. You could wear them if you want, but it's not gonna. I mean, it's not gonna do much for you.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, so I'll go, and I'll just run. I'll just go all the way down, probably like 3 or 4 miles, and come back. So, and then after that, go have a big ass cinnamon roll from the old fashioned. What's that?
You want to splash though?
No, we don't really go there. I think it's too much hype there.
It's good.
There's always a big line too, man.
Yeah.
It's like it's too much, but yeah, we're gonna go there for a couple of days, our anniversary. So we're gonna spend there for 3 days. Come back Sunday, and then we'll probably meet up again Monday and do another show.
All right.
So that'll be good. What are you going to Santa Maria for?
A baby shower. So we'll probably go leave Saturday morning, then stay the night, and then come back Sunday.
It's always. I was thinking about this too. It's always cool too. Like when you go on trips, like it's funny because like you'll be the happiest. Like it's like you should do like a timeline of the trip. Like, and it's with everybody, no matter who you are. Yeah. The funnest part is like, oh, I'm on my way over. We're going, and so you're so happy to.
We're almost there. Shut up. We're not going.
Yeah. Then the kids start acting up, so now the threats are coming. Hey, we're gonna turn this car around. But you get the first. I'll know when you get there, you're happy. So the kids are saying stuff, so you're kind of letting it slide, and then you're there, and so you're having a good time. But then you're thinking about the drive back. Yeah. So then the last day, when you know reality's setting in, that you're going to go back, you gotta go back to work, everything back to reality. Then that's when everyone, that's when the whole niceness goes away.
Everyone's walking on eggshells.
Yeah, but you're joking about, but I don't do the day trips, man. We did a day trip to Santa Monica. I'll never do day trips again. Never. Yeah. If I'm going somewhere and I'm driving for 3 hours.
Visalia, maybe.
Yeah. And I want to get there, relax for at least an hour or so. Maybe shower, get dressed for the day, and then take off. But I can't just get there. Because you drive for 3 or 4 hours and you get there and it's like, all right, you immediately have to start walking around, doing whatever you're going to do. Because if you don't, then you're burning daylight. Then you got to leave in a few hours. So
you got to turn around and drive again
for another 3 or 4 hours. But yeah, so looking forward to that. We're starting to count down. So we'll leave.
Shit, it's fucking Monday today.
Yeah.
Well, I started too early.
Well, Friday, once I get out Friday.
We're leaving Friday morning?
Yeah, well, unless shit hits the fan. But if I get off on time, I'll leave Friday morning. I'll get off at 6. We'll leave. I'll get home, shower, change. And we'll leave Friday morning, get there about 11, 12. So we got that going. We kind of bypassed everything, but I was going to tell you about, because I was asking, I seen some of the gifts my girls got for Kayla, and then I don't know if like the stuff they made at school for JoJo made for Tiffany, but it brought back a good memory I liked because it was in Mrs. Knowles' class. We were in it's second and third, but we would, which I'd like to bring back for the, may have the girls do it. But you got this little, it's like a little plant pot, like the small ones, the clay ones. And they filled it up, and you would put cardboard paper, but you would put it on the like toothpicks or something, and you cut out the little pieces, and you make a flower, and you put it in. But it had on the flowers, it had the to-do, a to-do list thing. So it says like free hug or a kiss or do
free foot massage.
Yeah, foot massage, clean the room, stuff like that. And I remember that. That was pretty cool.
I remember it now. Yeah.
So I was thinking, I was just seeing all the stuff like with at their daycare. It was pretty cool. She did like a mini cork board, and she has a picture of her on it, and then so you could put like, as you get more pictures, you could put different pictures on, take it off. And then Addie, with the Addie school, they did like a canvas, and they did a picture of her with like hearts and stuff. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's similar to everywhere. You do a little cutout, painting.
Like all the creative things they do with the school is just pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, you have anything else?
The shots. I was telling the kids. It kind of correlates with the COVID. I don't want to get any.
You're anti-vaxxer.
No, I don't want to get into that. But I was thinking about, because remember when I didn't want to get the shots?
Yeah.
So I was in, I think it was fifth or sixth.
Well, it wasn't you didn't want to get the shots. It was you were scared to get the shots.
I was.
Let's be real with that.
Yeah, I was scared at the time, and of needles, and so we went to a clinic, and my dad called me in the room, and he told me to sit on his lap. So once I saw on his lap, he wrapped me up.
Hold on, we're gonna time out because I was part of the game plan.
You were gonna be plan A.
Yeah. So first, where were you at prior?
I was in the waiting room.
Okay.
They had the little things where you move the little.
Oh, the
beads.
toys. Yeah. So they called me back there and they said, "Can you get your brother?" So, and mind you, what are we? 10?
10. Yeah, 10.
Around there. So he said, the guy, the doctor, whoever it was, they go, "Do you think you get your brother to sit on your lap?" I was like, "What the?" No. I was like, what am I going to tell him? Hey, come sit on my lap? Like, that's not obvious, you know what I mean? And then even at that, we're probably equal strength level. And so it's like, now
I might have been stronger.
That's debatable. But then it's like, I'm going to have to try to hold him down, and it's just going to be it's going to turn into a big fight. So then I said no. So then they told
like on MASH, where you try to give him the shot, next thing you give it to Frank.
Yeah. Yeah, like that. Yeah. And so then that was the backstory to it, but I was hip to like with the game plan.
So you didn't give me a heads up.
It's for your own benefit.
And then
well, because they 86'd you from school.
Yeah, I was out of school because I didn't want to get it. I think it was like a few days by then.
Yeah.
Because Dad got involved, and then. So I sat on my dad's lap, and I'll never forget. It was like one of those movies where they put the people in the insane asylums, and the guys come in the white shirts on, and they grab you. So my dad had me holding me down. Then a male.
So did like he immediately wrap you up, or did you like sit down and then it's like, well, okay.
He didn't give me a chat. It was instantly. So right when I sat down, he just grabbed me like.
Bro, hold on. What did he tell you? Like, hey, come and sit on my lap.
I can't remember. I can't remember that part. I just remember being wrapped up.
Okay, so he wrapped you up,
and then the male nurse came in, and he like put pressure on my knees, so I couldn't get anywhere. But I remember, I remember before I kicked my foot, and you know how they bring everything in the doctor's office, like a little tray. They have the little tray.
They will.
I remember kicked that, and that went flying everywhere. So that's when the guy put the pressure on my legs. I don't know. I think he kneeled down and like put his arms on my leg or his hands. And the doctor came and gave me the shot. But that goes back to the COVID-19, the shot, because because they said that they're gonna start giving it to 12-year-olds, 12 to 17.
I think they just approved one for 16 now. The youngest is 16 in that.
But I'm wondering bring it up because I'm wondering if they're gonna make it be mandatory as well to go to school. You have to have that COVID shot.
I don't know. It's weird.
a possibility.
Yeah, but like the way I was telling Kid, like I explained it, I got the vaccine just to alleviate worry on.
Are you growing a toe?
Not yet. To trying to alleviate stress on or worry on wife, kids, because obviously I contact a lot of people every day at work. But the kind of like how I explained it to her, if you go way back to when, because what do we get what shots do we get? Do you know, like the hepatitis, the mumps, the whatever, all the other ones we have. So there was a point in time,
shingles.
There was a point in time where you just got that shot, and it was just like, okay, to prevent this, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Where you're getting this shot, and then you get to go to school.
No questions asked.
Yeah. So the thing, like, if you want to get the shot, the COVID shot, if you don't, whatever. I don't give a shit. Who cares? I that's your decision. Whatever. I'm not gonna. I don't think anything of any person who does or doesn't. It's your decision. Cool. But anyways, what I was gonna say was, I think it's going to be like the same thing to like maybe in a couple years or maybe a little bit longer, depending how people react to it. I think it's just going to be like, oh, okay, so now you got to get this shot. But there was no blowback back then, or that I wasn't.
We didn't see the back,
the behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So I think it will be eventually get to there where they'd have to, because.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time, I think.
Yeah, and then one thing how it was explained to me, which made sense, was like, obviously if we probably get it, we'll be all right. We're not gonna, nothing's gonna probably happen to us by the statistics that are out there. But an example was what an example that someone told me was this. He was a cashier, and he was upset because a lot of the people weren't wearing masks. And he had gotten an argument, and they said, well, I think he was like mid-30s, you're in shape, you're going to be all right. And his argument was, well, I take care of my grandma and grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
So they're elderly. So if I get it, and I'm taking care of them, and I give it to them, obviously, as you get older and you have underlying health conditions,
it'll have different effects on them.
Yeah, it's going to be it's more chance that you're probably not going to be okay than you are going to be okay. But
that makes sense.
Yeah, but I think eventually we'll get there where it's just like, okay, here's this shot, that shot, here's the COVID shot, you're good to go. But I don't know. I didn't feel any. I just felt, I got the first one, I felt good. The next, I went running. I think I did 10 miles. Then I was just
after the shot.
The following day, and I just felt a little bit. I felt more tired than usual, and then I got the second one. And it was the same thing, but without the run. I think I just woke up and I was just more fatigued than normal.
Yeah, it's when I talked to people that got it, they said they felt tired after they got
that, and my arm hurt where they gave it to me. That was it, though. I don't know. It's crazy times right now, though. But I think too, like, what people need to do. I'm not going to get too into like politics and all that stuff, but whether if you want the shot or you don't, whether you're Republican, Democrat, whatever, I think people should just respect like what they are. Like, you're this, cool. But I think people are too quick to like, well, you're like this guy, so you're an idiot, or you're like this guy, so you're an idiot. You're gonna get the shot. You're stupid. It's like, who cares?
The way I see it is like, if it doesn't have no bearing on your life, or anything, then I don't see why it bothers you so much.
Yeah, it's nuts, dude.
There's billions of people in the world. You're not gonna talk to most of them. You're not gonna get along with all of them. So
yeah, and what I hate too is how like whether what side you're on is how nowadays it's like people are more in your face about it.
Yeah.
Like whether it's something you're wearing, your flag you have, it's like they're more open with what they believe in. Caleb brought up a good point. Like back in the day when we were kids, like when her parents were younger, our parents were younger, it was like kind of like taboo to even talk about it. Like
it was the same subject.
It was like the same thing. Like even now, like where it's where you don't ask someone how much they make a year. It was like back then. That's how it was. To now, it's like it's like people are holding their breath to tell you who they like or not. So
yeah,
I don't know. But with us too, you like this guy, that guy, cool. You don't,
Yeah.
that's cool too.
Yeah.
You don't want the vaccine, fuck it, whatever, man. Do you?
Yeah.
So, but with that being said, I think we're good on that part. Do you have anything before we go?
I think we touched a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That was a good topics.
Yeah. So we'll come back. We'll talk about the trip. Talk about the beach trip. Talk about a little bit of the Santa Monica. What's going on with that? What I'm gonna do too. I'm gonna look up some of the Ironmans that are coming around because it might be now that I was thinking about it. With our COVID talk, it might be limited because of COVID still.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna look some up and then we'll talk about that on the next podcast. I'll bring them up. What else? I think that's about it. We'll go from there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right, everybody.
Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. We're gonna keep them coming.
Till next time. Later.